So when we come to read the Bible, there are very often a passage will have multiple readings. Now, um, you have something like the Book of Job, which tells us a story about a man and his sufferings and his relationship with God through that sufferings, and how he comes into a deeper relationship with God through his sufferings and is ultimately vindicated. We also see how that story about this man, which is to be read literally, is then taken as an allegory for Israel and Israel's sufferings. So the decision as to how to read a passage from the Bible, should it be read literally? Should it be read allegorically? In many cases, we should not see them as opposites, as opposing forces. We should see them as ways of recovering distinct truths from two distinct truths from the same passage. Very often the Bible will make it explicit if a passage is to be read only as an allegory. Very often it will become obvious if it's not to be read as an allegory, because the interpretation that is derived contradicts the rest of the scripture. So when we come to read a passage of the Bible, we need to learn how to approach it. We need to learn to read it very, very carefully, take it at face value, and if it tells us, look, he spoke a parable, take it as a parable and understand it in that way. But if it doesn't say it's a parable, don't label it a parable when text doesn't say it is. We have to read the passage carefully, read it in its original context, and then realize that we are inheritors of 2,000 years of Christians who've been wrestling with these texts. We're not to be lazy in this. The Bible is a text which demands wrestling with and struggling with and learning from more and more. You can read the same passage again and again and again and keep seeing new things there. And you may think they're new to you, but you can go back and read commentaries and they're all there. There is nothing new under the sun. So you discipline yourself to read the Bible carefully, to apply different methods of interpretation to it, to make sure that the results you get do not contradict the whole body of doctrine that we have received. And you close off those readings which would produce dangerous contrary results.